the most hours that I have in a video game is probably Warframe.
Yeah, same for me, Warframe.
Yeah. It's tied only by Rainbow Six Siege.
You know what? No. I think I have more hours in Overwatch. I was an Overwatch kid. Sophomore year to almost senior year, Overwatch stole my life. I played every night into the wee hours of the morning, nerd raging so hard because I played from like season 2 competitive all the way to almost season, like, what are we? I think they're up to like over season 30 now. I think I stopped somewhere along season 20. And the game just got worse and worse and worse. And I finally, like, I had to have like a whole breakup sequence with Overwatch because I enjoyed the game's mechanics. I hated playing with other people.
Goodbye, Mercy. I'll never see you again. Yeah, I understand.
They destroyed Mercy. It's so unfortunate.
Yeah. What about you, Smoove?
Oh, yeah. I'm embarrassed to say this.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm embarrassed to say
it's
this.
Doki Doki Literature Club. I looked at his Steam.
How do you have... that's like a 1 hour game.
No. Replayability, man. I talked about this.
Okay.
He got to the last part of the game. No spoiler. He got the last part of the game and just let it run.
Oh, were you like in shock? Were you recoiling?
No. Not even shock. Just having a good time. You know, he finally got someone to like him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
But honestly, most hours I've logged in the game would probably be Fortnite. I had every battle pass from like launch to season.
Fortnite is a time investment. If you
to like 10 to like season 10.
Early Fortnite, I played it too. It was fun.
I was addicted. Every day after school, get home, go play Fortnite, and that's where I met some of my good Xbox friends. Shout out to Silent Bryce and Old School Ace and Haley. I guess her gamer tag is Haley, so I mean, I guess.
That's unfortunate.
No, but we used to play Fortnite all the time, and low-key sometimes still do. Like every now and again, I'll hop on it, but I kind of gave up after season 10 because that's where just too much was going on in it for me.
It's crazy because now that they've done the whole game refresh and they've restarted the seasons, we're on the new season 8.
Yep.
I've actually gone back and played some with some friends, and it's a much more palatable game now because all the toxic and sweaty players have just gone on to play Apex.
But that's my thing, and now it's funny is because I'm playing Apex now. But the thing that I never really liked it, like the thing I found unique about Fortnite was just the fun of it all. Like back in the original Fortnite, you could do like sky bases and actually win sometimes. It's always cool. You know, you go do with your friends, you go build up to the limit and just walk around and see who will notice you. You just kind of build plank by plank until you get there. Or you do like, you know, all the YouTubers used to do like the shopping cart challenges, all this stuff. That used to be fun. But then, you know, Lamborghinis in the game now. New Star Wars laser pulse rifle.
I think my least
Fireflies burn down the walls, and I was like, it was palatable because it was when sweats were starting to get into it. When you know you shoot at them once, they at max height with their 90s.
Yeah,
that was kind of palatable for the amount of times where like I made a sky base and won with my friends, or you know we kind of just got like the Infinity Sword Gauntlet, as overpowered as it was, Infinity Gauntlet or the Infinity Sword or whatever, and we just go through lobbies. That was fun because even then when you sweat, you know you had the balance. Now it's just like there's so much in the game that there's not much, and the graphics I got better, yes, but I kind of like the old school graphics more. But
but I miss the old menu music,
like, and the traps and stuff like that. I miss all of that. Back when people were just
traps. Traps were so funny.
People were just dog shit at the game and would walk into them or just will push them somewhere obvious and then you'll get them with it. But you know, getting back to it, I've just logged so many hours because, like I just said, I used to go every day after school, every weekend. Hey, you trying to play Fortnite? You know, especially when they introduced like creative and you could 1v1 your friends or make maps and stuff with your friends. Like, hey, you want to make a little map where we do da 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 da? That was just good times. But then you know, like I said, too much started happening in the game and I just gave up on it.
I think. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry.
Okay, so just a quick story. My all-time favorite moment from early Fortnite. It was like maybe the same week that they had first introduced C4, or well, it was remote bombs because it's rated E and shit.
As a kid, yep.
Yeah. But it was fucking C4. The same week that they introduced C4, I had dropped in one of the areas. I think it was like one of the factory areas.
The towers.
Oh god. And this dude had picked up a pack of C4 and he had no guns, and I was like tracking him down. And he locked himself in a room. I saw him go in, and I hear him. And he's like lining the room in C4, waiting for someone to come into the room, right? And then all of a sudden, click, boom! And he fucking blows himself to hell because obviously he was like, I guess he was like super sweaty and you could hear my footsteps because I was walking closer to the room. And all of a sudden, boom! And I can see like the little digitizer come and suck up his corpse. And he fucking blew himself up.
And that stuff doesn't. You won't find that happening in Fortnite.
There's no funny bullshit anymore.
And you won't find somebody that might like just be trying to sweat on you, die of fall damage, or somebody where you're just trying to build a house or whatever, and you just set like the old ones where like you build like your own little 1x1.
Yeah.
And you put a little roof on it with a spike trap, and you throw all the loot inside of it. Nobody's gonna fall for that shit no more.
Not anymore. Yeah. But it was funny when it happened.
But that used to be what was good for Fortnite. Like. And it was okay when the most overpowered thing was like a guided missile, because they can go around. They can go around your walls, or you can ride a player over in there. Or the most nuts thing was like impulse grenades. That was cool.
Impulse grenades were fun because not only were they good movement, they were good counter for build.
And they were just like fun.
They were fun.
They were just fun, especially like before they made like the gravity ones where you couldn't take any fall damage. You see somebody cranking up to like max height, you just beep beep.
Yeah,
and that was it.
I do feel like we've exhausted this topic.
No. It's just like it's good. It's
okay.
Longest time I've invested. Do regret it. Don't regret it. All in the same. Next.
Last topic, and this is going back, full circle to the beginning. Nostalgia glass is broken, and what I mean by this is a game that you loved as a kid, absolutely loved. You thought it was like the coolest thing. You got the graphics were amazing. It really told a story to you. And then as an adult, because we all are adults now. Fuck you, kids. Fuck them kids.
Don't listen to them. Live your childhoods.
You
grow up already.
You go back and you play it, and it's 8-bit garbage with bad voiceovers, and the girl you fell in love with is legitimately just a copy clip of a guy. What gives you that? What gives you that nostalgia broken feel?
The way you describe this topic is very specific. I feel like you already have something in mind.
I don't.
No?
No.
Okay.
I was just thinking of an OG Splinter Cell.
Oh, okay.
Like or not OG, but like the PlayStation 2 Splinter Cell. Is that the first? I think that is the first one, actually. It's like
I'm gonna have to dig deep for this one.
You gotta dig deep.
Because if it was something that bad, I've probably already repressed it.
Oh, see, that's the best part. Because you have to dig up those repressed memories.
I have to go through my library.
That's the worst part. That's like where you're just like, man, this was great. And you gotta think about the time where you ruined your best experience.
Yeah, exactly. Like you feel
popped
old.
Your own bubble.
You start feeling old again.
Oh yeah, where like your own life experiences catch up to you.
We're just like, hey, I remember this being good, and then it's just like, not.
For me, I for sure have two, because one was like Splinter Cell on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was like a really cool, like really intensive stealth game. Then I got back and I was like, the hell is this? You can see all the edges and the polygons. But the one that really, really got me was Ocarina of Time.
Interesting.
Like, I played the crap out of Ocarina of Time. That was like probably like top tier Zelda games for me. And when I went back and played it on the original DS, I was just like, I played this. This was palatable for me. Yeah. Like I sat here and rode this horse for hours.
And it's crazy because Ocarina of Time, especially original N64 Ocarina of Time, is touted as the best Zelda game ever. And I apologize greatly for popping your bubble, whoever believes this. But Ocarina of Time is a very outdated game.
Oh, yeah.
It was great at the time. It was the pioneer of 3D games. Not the pioneer. It was one of the pioneers.
It was one of.
It was the Banjo-Kazooie Mario 64 era.
It just killed me, man. It killed me on the inside a little bit because I was just like, you always think of like the guys going back to the original Doom.
Yeah.
It's just like, when I played this when I was a teenager, this was what why is it so small? Like, I have this 1440p monitor. Why is it so small?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it gives you the feels like a lot.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had that kind of...
You've never had that...
I can't say that I have.
Like, you ever go back and play like a really old, like a GameCube game that you really enjoyed?
You might not have one, but low-key, that's great because the one I had, I felt like was underwhelming because it is just a shit game in general, now that I think about it. But like, back when I was a kid, the things I usually kind of grew up with before video games was like, of course, toys. And I'm sure if you all know of like Bakugan, and Pokemon, those were cool things, and that was cool thing. So, but the one I'm segueing into is Beyblades, like the actual literal tops that you have in person. Let it rip. Da, da, da. That was fun as all get out as a kid, and having those tops and that shit was so cool. The anime was like literal, like, I guess now looking at it, zodiac signs coming out in battle or whatever.
Do you remember original Beyblade? Like, we would have all literally still been in like first or second grade when Beyblades were entirely metal.
Plastic. I own some of those.
Oh yeah, but segueing back
to video games though. The Beyblade, I think the series is Metal Masters, the one with everyone with Sky Pegasus, L Dragon, the original one I grew up watching.
That was Beyblade Burst. No,
it's Metal something, Metal Fury, Metal something.
They changed the name like 5 times.
Yeah, it's like Beyblade, Metal Fury or whatever. The one with the original when I got introduced to Jenga, Hagami, whatever, Leo, all that junk. But they had a game on the Wii. And I remember I used to stay up like back when I was sick and go to my dad's house late at night, and just be playing my Wii when he think I'm asleep. I kind of wake up, sneak into the game room, cut on the Wii, cut the TV all the way down, mute it. Yeah. I would play Beyblade all night on the Wii. And I know the second time I went and looked at the game, like later when I came back to my dad's house when I moved back in with my dad, probably around like maybe it was 16, 17-ish. Yeah. I was like, my old Wii games, let's go play it, so I played Kung Fu Panda, that was good. I played Mario, that was good. I played Brawl, that was great. I got, like, as you see from over here, no context to y'all, but I have, like, all my Wii games, like Clash of Ninja Revolution, the Budokai stuff like that. Yeah. Which is funny, because low-key Wii is, like, I guess my superior console, because it's the one I had the longest. But going back and playing Beyblade, Metal Fury, Metal whatever, it just sucked. It was just like literally all you would look at. So like you would, of course, this is with the Wii remote. You kind of act like you're letting it rip or whatever.
Oh hell yeah! And if you weren't doing cool shit with your Wiimote as a kid, you didn't fucking have a childhood.
You shouldn't have been playing the Wii if you were actually doing it.
It doesn't matter how cringe you looked when you actually did it. If you weren't having a good time playing Skyward Sword and fully swinging.
Oh yeah.
At least once or twice, you didn't have a fucking childhood.
But yeah. So you would let it rip or whatever. The controller would like make noises and vibrate.
Hell yeah.
But then it was just like literally a top-down 2D thing where you just watch the thing spin, and then there was like a little health bar at the bottom, so you could actually make it a game, and you had a special move or whatever. But it was literally just like looking at tops. Like, not real life tops, just digital tops, just circles spinning and hitting each other until one of them died. And I was just like, bro, what did I enjoy about this? Like, what was fun? The story sucked. There's no voice acting in it for real. It was just like the text would come across with the screen, and it was the like 2D images that would come up, and you'd be like, this dude's talking, so his image will pop up. He got his text box, but he fades into the background. Another dude comes up and is lit up, and then the text box. I was like, what did I like about this? And it just kind of sucked because, but the game was just bad. I just remember loving it because of how much I love Beyblade.
Licensed games like that are best enjoyed alongside their original licensed content.
Yeah. Like, that's how I feel about the Bakugan game for Wii.
You unlocked the vault. Bakugan on the Wii was actually a really fun game to me.
It was like QTEs where you can gain G power.
No replayability.
I agree.
I agree. Like, once you get through the storyline once, and then you realize that it's like,
once you collect,
I
once
think-
you've 100'd it,
Yeah.
you can't do it again.
I know. Like I played with the Dragon Bakugan because that was like my whole.
Yeah,
thing.
that's the main.
Drago was
Yeah.
the coolest
No.
motherfucker
Yeah.
on the planet.
You get a special dragon one when you play the game. His name
Yeah.
is this how you know I love the game. His name is
Oh.
Leonidas.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
right.
So you'll
Yeah.
pick whatever attribute was your favorite, and then Leonidas will come down as whatever attribute you were, and that was like your Bakugan, the one that was
Yeah.
supposed to be with your character.
But didn't you? Yeah, no, you were able to pick like other
Yeah,
types.
you
too,
can get
like,
you can get every Bakugan
like-
that was in the show, like Drago. You could get all of
exactly,
them.
Exactly.
But I know the main dragon, the Bakugan that you get that's with you is Leonidas.
Yeah, I played Black Leonidas.
Leonidas.
Yeah, I played Black
Because
Leonidas.
Black was cool.
Yeah,
it was
it was so
edgy.
good.
We were
Yeah,
edgelords
like,
back.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
either that or you were playing Fire, the red
Oh,
one,
yeah.
like the main pro tag.
Yeah.
But you know, of course, I went back. I played it as every attribute to do all the things. I 100% that game so much. I used to remember looking at my you remember cheat code books, man?
Oh, yeah.
Like you
Cheat
get those
code
at the
books.
like that. I wouldn't pay for cheat codes now, but
Fuck.
yeah, I used to remember going to the books galore and buying like cheat code books, and there was one in there for Bakugan Battle Brawler. I'd always get unlimited G points, golden or bronze Taurus or whatever, and I played that through so much. I love that Bakugan game, but I didn't mean to steal that
No,
from
no,
you.
no, you're good, you're good.
You can talk about how
Energy
shit
is
it is.
there.
I just want you to know that
Energy
I
is
love
there.
it. But you
No,
can
no,
talk about
I wasn't saying that was shit. I was just saying that it's just like as a nostalgia game, it's just like playing it through the first time was great. It was a fantastic experience, but like going back, it's just like it feels ingenuine. Like that was the whole thing. It's just like
Yeah,
you can only
as
do
a
it so many
21-year-old,
times.
yeah, as a 21-year-old right now, I could not go back and play Bakugan Battle Brawlers and be like, damn, this is great. It's just only nostalgia out there.
Yeah.
Dang, it's crazy, and it's funny because I should have had the shit up for nostalgia boner or whatever. Because I'm thinking about like all the shit I used to play on the Wii, and I'm just like,
see?
dang, the Wii was because that was my
Dang, you
console
really was
till I
in
got
that bitch
till I
on
got to
Nintendo.
Xbox. I was yep.
You
From
and-
Game Boy, DS, I had Game Boys, DSs, the Wii U. The only one I don't own is a Switch, bro. Honestly,
Man.
I
but
think that's a mistake. I think you should own a Switch.
I mean I should, but when am I
also-
going to draw money for? A
I
Switch?
also own a Switch, but at the same time, I'm unwilling to pay $60 for a game that came out 2 years ago.
Oh, you're talking about the Skyward Sword remake. I don't think it's. I am one of the people who enjoyed
Skyward
Skyward
Sword
Sword.
didn't come out 2 years ago. I
Are we
just
shitting
mean
on
that-
Nintendo now? Are we shitting
No.
on Nintendo? Oh, okay.
No,
I
it's
just
my
wanna know
turn
we're
now.
shitting on
Fuck you.
Nintendo
Yeah, it's
because
your
I
turn,
want to
it's
shit
your
on
turn.
Nintendo.
You guys have unlocked my memory vault. My
Okay.
nostalgia break game
Yeah.
was Ben 10 Protector of Earth for PlayStation 2.
I fucking love it.
Oh, God!
Bro,
Oh,
Ben 10
God.
Protector of Earth. Bro, when I brought my PS2 down here to school last year, that was the game I brought. That was my flex game. That and Def Jam Fight for New York, bro. I love Protector of the Earth, bro. I might not have liked the other one I got on the Wii, like Vilgax Attacks or whatever, or
Oh,
the
yeah.
other one. But I love Protector of the Earth, bro. What? Okay, but keep
Protector of Earth was ridiculously repetitive. It was iconic areas from the TV show,
Yeah.
BS fights, then boss, and then like puzzles thrown in between, and then like a little bit of backtracking based on what aliens you had unlocked. Because if I remember right, in the game you could use Cannon Bolt,
Yep.
Wild Vine,
Yep.
Accelerate,
Yep. They had
Forearms.
Yep.
Diamond Head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god,
Could you
Heat
use
Blast?
Gray Matter?
I don't know if you could play as Gray Matter. Yeah, no, because they couldn't figure out a way to implement him as a combat mechanic because aliens were only used for combat or puzzles.
Basically, yeah.
Stealth and
You were either
intelligence.
used to get to different places. You were either using your alien to traverse a level, or you were using it to fight people.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There was no little section where you could just run around a little vet system as Gray Matter. Now you either
Alien X.
accelerate, doing your square.
Alien X
combos,
wasn't a thing at that point. This is like
It's Protector of Earth. It's
Right,
OG
right.
Ben.
Oh,
this is
Ben.
this is
This
original
is
10
actual 10 aliens. Yeah,
the black
actual,
and white T Ben.
You know the one where the big reveal was that ghost thing was an alien and like actually a thing. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
and
Yeah.
like it's actually a really cool game story wise because it plays a different it plays out differently than the actual TV show. So it's not just a repeat of the TV show.
No.
And there's a really cool boss fight against the leader of the Forever Knights.
Yes, that was the one I was going to bring up too. I was like, but
Yeah.
the one I love so much was the Forever Knights
And
fight.
it's-
yes.
It's a good game, It's just not as good a game as I remember it.
I also haven't played it probably within the past 5 years, so I'm probably just going off of my nostalgia as well. But I love the Ben 10 Protector. But yeah, I probably if I went back and played, I'd probably like shit. But I do remember, like I was saying, with getting the cheat code book and looking up how to stay as any alien, the unlimited Omnitrix sign or whatever. And stuff like that.
I didn't know how to do. I didn't have that.
Made the experience so much better.
Yeah, because in the game, so it's revealed later in the TV series, like all the way into Omniverse, why all the way back when Ben was 10, that when he slaps the shit out of the Omnitrix to change into an alien, he's fucking with the timer dial for how long he stays, basically making it random every time, which is how they got away with fucking his transformations up at any point in time during the original TV series. Yeah. And they implemented it, like, you get, like, I think, 2 minutes in every alien form in Protector of Earth?
Yeah, something like that.
And then you spend, like, a good 30 seconds recharging between aliens. Yeah. Problem is, if you're in a combat scenario, you're stuck as regular-ass Ben who can't fight for 30 seconds, and every fight you're locked in place.
That's why you get the unlimited health cheat code done. You don't have to worry about it. You just beat the shit out of everybody as Ben. No,
fuck you. Fuck your cheat codes. I was 11.
Buy the book, bro. Buy the book. And you should have went to the Scholastic Fair.
Actually, no. I was younger. I think I was maybe 6 or 7 when I was playing that game.
But you know, it's funny because this brought up a memory. And dang, I'm low key. I don't want to put my family business out here in case somebody finds me. But I remember, like, when I used to have a PlayStation 2, bro, and I was playing Protector of the Earth, and you know how the controllers were wired, right?
Yeah.
And I used to sit on my bed and play, right? And I left my controllers on my bed. This is back when my Meemaw used to, like, stay with my mom for a little bit, bro. And she walked through, like, and you know how you never cut off your game because, you know, there was no save, and if you cut it off, I didn't have a memory card. So
yeah, if you were broke,
remember, I just brought back the fact that you needed external memory.
So the fact that, you know, I used to keep it on and I want to come home and play it. My Meemaw, she was really old. She was walking through one time and she, like, kind of, like, got caught up in my cords and, like, pulled my PlayStation down and fell and whatever. And I remember I got in trouble for that. Like, and it leads to me being a little arson bug. That's where I became, like, a pyromaniac. Because I used to set my bed on fire when my mom took my PlayStation, like just playing with the lighter, because, you know, I never had a lighter.
Wait,
so I was just like burn. So yeah, I would burn holes in my mattress because my mom took my PlayStation from me because there was nothing else to do. I didn't own toys.
Nylon sheets.
No, you remember when Febreze was really flammable? I used to spray my bed down with Febreze, and then it caught on fire.
Oh, so you would flick. Foosh! Watch the plume.
Well, actually, it's funny because I didn't think about that. I sprayed in my bunk bed with Febreze until I was burning holes, but, like, I burned it and it would, like, catch, and then the little thing would, like, burn a little big old hole, and I put it out, and then I burn another one, and then I put it out, and then I lit up one hole on my other bed that I had just sprayed, and it just said. And I remember, like, running into the kitchen to grab, like, water bottles because this was about the time when my little sister was being born. So she was, like, asleep in the room with my mom, infant baby. My mom, I was like, oh shit, what do I do? How do I get this out? Let me get some water. So I'm getting water bottles. I'm squirting water bottles up into the bed trying to put it out. And then my mom just kind of wakes up and just like, what's burning? And she runs in my room and then, bro, I got beat. I got beat, bro. Because I remember my mom and my papa had to take my bunk bed out. And I was just like, in my head, I'm just thinking, like, it wouldn't have happened if I would have had my PlayStation. I wouldn't have been experimenting if you hadn't taken my PlayStation from me. It's not my fault my mama left a lighter in my room. It's not my fault I didn't know that Febreze was flammable. I'm like 8. Like, it's not on me. But
fire's bad? What?
I never had a lighter, bro. I was just sitting there just dumbfounded. I was just like, ooh, that's hot. Ooh, you know what? Ooh, that burned. Let me. Oh, that's burning too. Oh, that's still burning. Panic. This is getting away from me. I'm sorry.
This is great.
Here at Chile, we don't arson. Just don't.
Yes, fire is very dangerous. Please don't set things on fire.
Fire bad.
Arson is great.
No.
So and
get the fuck off this show.
I want. Okay. I'm the main protag here.
Smoove is gone from Chile. Yeah, you're gonna have to be here now, Xero. This is your commitment. Y'all can stop with your house.
So
I'll be taking over as New Smoove. That's how everyone will need to refer to me. Smoove 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So the last thing, and the reason we're going to continue a little bit longer is because this is the tail end of episode 2 now, or episode 3. episode 3, and it's our first guest too. The last topic that I want to talk about. Another one. What is your least favorite console that you had?
That I owned?
That you owned, yeah. Like for me, to give some perspective for the question, because this is really for you guys, because I'm curious.
Got it too now.
You know, I've owned a lot of consoles in my life. I started with a Game Boy Color, and then I got the DS Lite, and then I got a 3DS, and then I got an Xbox 360. Oh, excuse me, I'm going too far. I got a GameCube, I got a Wii, then I had an Xbox 360, and then I had an Xbox One, a PlayStation 4, and now I sit with my Nintendo Switch and my PC. But there's one section that I don't even include on this list because it was a huge mistake, you know, kind of early on, and it was the PSP.
Oh,
the PlayStation Portable.
It's so unfortunate.
It's just a bad console, though.
It had so much potential, but they just gave it the shaft.
It had so much potential.
Disc games inside the little.
They were cool.
Yeah,
it
was cool looking,
but
man. Yeah, but
it was outdated because the DS was already out with like 1-inch squared chips.
1-inch squared chips, yeah. But the thing that got me with it is like, and it was kind of like, I got into PlayStation Portables really late, and the only reason I wanted one was because I was into Assassin's Creed, and it was like the PSP exclusive Assassin's Creed game, and you know, we went to GameStop, and you know, we were like, hey, you know, I want a PSP so I can play.
R.I.P.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
Not
want to.
anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's still going.
You can get games online.
You can get games
Yeah,
online.
yeah. Nobody wants to buy it.
Everything online.
And if you're buying your games online from GameStop, reconsider your life, please.
Exactly.
Yeah. Humble Bundle.
Humble Bundle.
Shameless plug. Humble Bundle.
I don't think that counts as a plug because we don't benefit from that.
That's why it's shameless.
Oh, I got something.
That's
funny, bro.
But
I'm gonna do this
the wrap up.
Close out the
PSP. Just because I want to stay on topic with this one a little too. What got me there was that I got in and it was like the Thousands series or whatever. So it was just like, this is the PSP 1000.
Oh yeah.
And then I got that one. We got home and the game wouldn't work, and we brought it back, and it was like, well, there's the 2000, the 3000, and then the Pro Plus Ultra, and you know, we were just standing there like, you know, like we went from a $60 investment to an $80 investment. And
wow,
then,
really?
Yeah,
like they were that cheap.
They were that cheap.
DSs were like already $200 by that time.
Where I was the we were at the price of the PlayStation Portable. For me, upgrading from like a $60 investment to an $80 investment, and then a $120 investment. You know, with the constant fighting with GameStop because, you know, we got there. My dad knew the manager at the time, and he was like, well, your employer recommended this one, even though it wasn't the newest one. You know, we wanted kind of the newest one. We want the one that is able to play this game.
Yeah. And the fact that they were even releasing versions of the PSP that were not like compatible with current versions or like the new releases was a pretty shitty business tactic.
Exactly. So, you know, we ended up like having to trade in each PSP. Like for trade-in value. Not return.
Early 2000s trade-in value?
Early 2000s trade-in value.
So you got 10 cents.
Yeah, so basically, you know, you for the first one we spent $60.
Yeah.
And we got 10.
Oh my fucking god.
And then, you know, we went then we bought the second one because they didn't have the 3000, and then the dude wouldn't talk about the most current one either. And, you know, when we found about the Pro Plus, I was just like, Dad, you know, it's just like, you know, I want this console. I want to be able to play this. And God, you know, God bless my dad at that time.
God bless your dad.
Yeah, because he was just
my parents would have just told me to shut the fuck up.
Right. It was just like, you know, because like this is before like the whole PlayStation Portable thing was before I like had a definitive like 3DS. Yeah. And my actual DS Lite was having hinge death. You guys remember hinge death? A little piece of like
I
dirt.
never experienced hinge death.
I just want you to know that my worst console is going to be the DS, just in case.
Okay.
If you wanted me
I won't
I think you guys are going to be
transition.
surprised at my worst console.
So wrap it up. Neat little bow. Fuck you, GameStop. Fuck you, PlayStation Portable. The PlayStation Portable Assassin's Creed game wasn't worth it. It wasn't good. And everything else on the console felt lackluster. Shout out, though, to... It was some weird zombie game where you had to use your blood as ammo. That was the only good thing out of the PlayStation Portable. That's the only thing I'll give a shout out to.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. Like, my dad thought I wanted Little Big Planet and the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs game. But what I really wanted was zombie death.
It do be like that.
Little Big Planet was iconic, though.
Yeah, it was. I loved playing Little Big Planet as a kid.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go next. And it's not for reasons you might think, but my least favorite console was the Wii.
Oh.
Despite it being the console that I owned for the longest and played the most games on. So for context, I liked playing games on the Wii. I liked the Wii. But out of all the consoles I've owned, it just has like terrible memories attached to it.
All the broken TVs, all the fingerprint disc.
A little bit deeper than that. It was like I went to elementary school
over the Wii.
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how deep it was going.
We're not quite that deep. But like being a fucking stupid 8-year-old, I had a lot of difficulty with the motion controls.
It caught me so off guard. It's just like, do you get abused over the Wii?
Yeah,
that's the only reason I'm choking.
That was
right
that
now.
pocket.
Like, I was drinking a little bit of
have
water.
some water. You left your water over there.
That's my water.
Can I have your water?
Yeah.
How kind.
Okay. Continue.
Why
did the Wii suck?
The Wii sucked for me because I wanted to play the Wii, but everybody else in my school had Xboxes. So I couldn't relate to anyone.
Oh, they go home and play Halo together.
They would all go home and play Halo, Battlefield 2, Bad Company.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, hey guys, you want to come and play Just Dance?
I know, I was never a Just Dance
fan. One more time.
I'm so sad that Daft Punk broke up. Or that rather they retired. But that's a different story.
Another time.
And like I did enjoy my time with the Wii, but it was a very lonely time. Like where everybody else was like enjoying like the renaissance of Xbox. I was just sitting there playing Wii Sports.
And see, and it's funny because that's what my experience was like I didn't do because like I said, my first console that I like actually owned was a Wii. So I never, but yet I grew up in a more poor part of
Who didn't?
No. Like you know how you say your kids were having Xboxes. My kids didn't have Xboxes. The Wii was the flex, low key, at my school. That's
true, because Nintendo's always been putting out the $100 cheaper console.
Mm-hmm. And so the first time that I played PlayStation, where I was like, this is what I want to play on. So I got a PlayStation 2, of course, because I couldn't afford 3. But was when my friends Rick, and JJ, they had a PlayStation 3, and that's why I was like, God, we can game like this, because I've always been gaming on the Wii, but I never had anybody that had the experience where it's like, let's go home, play Halo or whatever. The pinnacle of games was, y'all trying to play Wii Sports. Yeah, that was my flex. That's why the Wii wouldn't be mine. But I do understand completely like what you mean. Like that time period where everybody was like, let's play Halo, let's do this. We all doing this together, and you're just like, dang, bro. Y'all trying to play.
You know why? Right?
Museum?
You know why? We're not white.
Oh, we brought up
white. That's right. Okay, so for context, I only sound white.
I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I am as well.
I'm the black guy.
So I legitimately I accredited that strictly to having the white experience with games as a kid, because it's like, and I say white as a loose term because my friend Noah had the same experience, but like Will, my friend Will, my old friend Will.
Will 1.
Will 1.
It's a couple.
OG Will had that full experience, always a new console, always the best console. First one of us to get an Xbox One. And it was just like, growing up, that's just what he did. It was just like, he was always on. The same thing for my friend Raymond, who's like, he's Filipino, but he's closer to white, in my opinion.
Yeah, so, like white passing people still have it pretty decent. Right.
So it was just like, it wasn't anything to do with like class or your parents earned more money. It was just like having that experience, just your parents being okay with those games.
Yeah, another thing was
Yeah.
my parents being okay with those games. I grew up living with my mom, and she was like, I don't want you playing those games.
Yeah.
But my dad would have been like, fuck it, play Call of Duty.
Right. Like, I didn't touch a Grand Theft Auto game until my senior year of high school, and it was GTA 4.
I think
Y'all touch
the first time.
GTA? No, I'm joking. I play
Oh,
Saints
God.
Row.
Y'all
What
can
a
play
rabbit hole.
GTA?
I was Saints Row, bro.
Bro,
Saints Row was like
I played San
hipster
Andreas for the.
GTA.
Yeah, I
Dude.
played Saints Row. I played GTA for like the cheat codes, but you know, like Saints Row, like my first Saints Row, my funnest one. And this is funny because we're segueing into more stuff. But I played Saints Row the Third. I think that was my first one.
Yeah.
When they turned it from we're competing with GTA with like a real story or something to like,
Where,
you know
like,
what, this
Saints-
is just a joke now.
Yeah, they really took it to fucking 11. Like,
Yeah.
they shit peaked when they brought
Superpowers,
out the
beating
dubstep
people
guns.
with
oh yeah.
beating people with dildo bats. Yeah, the
Dildo
penetrator.
You
yeah,
just
all of it.
reminded me when we were talking about
That was the
Advanced
thing in the
Warfare.
trailer, bro. They would be walking around with that big purple dildo, bro. That was how they sold the game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like, sorry, it's just like when we were talking about Advanced Warfare, I forgot to bring up the fart gun.
Yep.
The fart shotgun.
That was a thing.
That was the whole gun. It was
Wow.
it had like with a red dot, extended barrel, and another attachment to it. You made it the longest range of almost any gun,
And it killed?
and it killed. It's a one tap kill.
Oh my god.
Headshot.
Headshot. One
Okay.
From a
hit.
distance, like if you
From-
body
from
shot
a
it, because it's
distance,
still a
though.
shotgun. Yeah, because it's still a
but
shotgun.
it's still like
But it long range hit
Long
people in the
range.
head, killed them.
yeah, long range shotgun.
Goddamn.
Like in my opinion, it had a longer range than the railgun pistol, like accurately, because you could legitimately like not necessarily cross map, but like they could be slightly behind a wall. You clip their head the right way, and they're dead.
Yeah, you weren't sniping with it, but you were definitely catching motherfuckers.
Marksman.
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 Wasn't a
But,
sniper, but was a marksman.
so Smoove. Before-
Yes, my worst console.
Yeah, what's
It was a DS, Nintendo DSi XL.
Ooh.
Exactly,
Interesting.
Nintendo DSi
Yeah.
XL.
What's the story? What's the story?
I never played it for more than like a month or two because I'm not a bad kid, but I got it taken from me and I never saw it again. I got it taken and my dad
This is,
sold it immediately.
I feel like there's a resonating theme
So
with a
I
lot
was,
of your old stories.
bro, I was playing. I remember I got the DSi because it was like right before. It was right after my PSP, I think.
Yeah.
Right after my PSP. My dad bought it for me, Christmas gift. It was all good and dandy. I got pictures of me when I was playing it at my grandpa Horace's. This is when I was playing Pokemon. This is when I was big in Pokemon. I think it was Pokemon Heart Gold. That was the
noted.
newest one. And it was great because, bro, I had just caught Ho-Oh. I had just caught Ho-Oh.
You
And
caught the hose.
And the main because I had Heart Gold, the main Pokemon of the game. I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. I got in trouble, and then my dad was like, yeah, I sold it, and I still haven't gotten it back yet. So I mean, I still don't know if he's actually have or not, or if it's just hidden somewhere. But I had that thing for probably like maybe 2 or so months.
Strippers and blow.
Hmm?
Strippers and blow.
Maybe. But yeah, I just never got a chance to enjoy it. So that's why it sucked for me. And then it was just like remembering just the console itself and what I did like with the console and how it was, how it performed. Like, you know, when closing it, it was always a bitch and a half. You know, the
It was a stiff hinge.
the hinge,
was a stiff
and it's funny. It never happened to me though. But you know, the other people I know when they closing their DSs or whatever, they start to like actually like break apart low key almost.
Yeah, it's weird because it was an intentional design choice. It stuck around until the 3DS.
And then you know the stylus, I'd always lose the stylus.
Never.
And I had to buy like a stylus pack.
Never. I cannot respect motherfuckers who owned a DS and lost their styluses.
Well,
It's
I also
not
lost
hard.
the DS.
I know it's not hard, but like you don't understand when the little plastic bit in the part that comes off just slightly and your stylus just falls out. Like if you're
You know, the little plastic thing that hooks in. And just
I was the motherfucker that was over there playing like Pokemon Ranger. So I was gripping the hell out of the
Pokemon
pin.
Ranger fuck
Yeah,
people's
you
screens.
Yeah,
use that
man.
thing,
You could
Just
tell. You didn't even have
scratch
to
it.
turn on the DS, and you
You
could
could
tell
tell,
motherfucker
yeah,
owned Pokemon Pokemon Ranger.
Yeah, because it messed up the stylus and messed up the
It
screen.
fucking scratched up the screen because if you wore the stylus down too much, it would start scratching the touch screen.
And that overall
That was the most important part.
was just a bad console to me, man. It was just
bad,
I never had it for long. And the time I did have it, I went through all of the trauma that the DS, that generation of consoles had, and I was just like, man,
DSi was rocky.
And it was just big. It was just big. It was just big, bro.
I was regular DSi.
Bro, I had DSi XL. It was
I've
big,
never
bro.
owned an XL DS.
What did y'all think of the Kid Icarus game on the 3DS?
Loved it.
Loved it. Didn't play.
My favorite 3DS game.
Dude,
my favorite 3DS game.
Didn't play it. Didn't own a 3DS, actually.
Dude, like 3DS Christmas, mine.
I couldn't get it.
2 games.
Bad for eyes. That's why
I was mad
parents
because
didn't
when
wanna
that
do
game
bad for
came
eyes.
out, my mom had bought it for me, but I was grounded because I was doing bad in middle school. So I asked her if I could just look at the box.
Oh, that's the saddest.
down bad.
Down. You're like
horrendously.
Palutena, like
She wasn't on the box art.
She wasn't on the box.
No, just
Nah,
bit.
they had to save them fat titties for the actual.
Those
gameplay.
honkers, bro.
Them
Okay,
goddamn
I didn't
mommy
realize
milkers.
it then because I was like 11. I didn't realize it then
Dude,
when I was 11.
Palutena was badder than Chic.
Oh my
Like, oh
god,
my
Palutena
God.
was like literally
I
like
miss
everybody
you.
talks about their childhood crushes, but then you go back and like the way Palutena talks and the way Palutena acts. My god,
Definite goddess.
Like the only reason why I'm contemplating whether or not there's a mommy kink in my brain hiding somewhere.
It's because of Palutena.
Don't say that out loud. This is being recorded.
What do you?
No,
I don't care.
See, Aaron, you don't understand. Like
Possible
green-
mommy kink is not my worst secret.
green hair, blue
I know
eyes,
about
or green eyes.
You know, the art wasn't all that great in low
Okay,
pixel screen.
okay.
I know about
Green
Palutena.
hair.
I played her in Smash.
Milky white skin.
Bad as fuck in that dress.
Bad as fuck.
Split dress.
I know the
Thigh
the little
showing.
gold shield. The
Yeah.
Thigh
mustache.
highs.
Fucking
Honkers for days, bro.
I was super pissed
Honkers
off.
for days.
Super pissed off when she made it into Smash and she wasn't good.
She's great now in Ultimate.
That makes me feel so much better. She deserved better.
She deserved it, yeah.
Didn't do it for me.
That's her Smash
Bro,
Ultimate art.
but she,
I'm about to say,
But that,
didn't
like-
didn't do it for me.
Lord have mercy.
Lord
when that
have-
dress splits open, you spot that single thigh high.
oh yeah,
The one thigh high she wears.
Yep.
God
yep.
damn.
God damn, man.
And this is now on to gaming
Thanks,
waifu,
Nintendo.
But this is
Thank
what did
you.
it for me.
It's one of the many reasons how
it's-
I question how in the hell did Smash Bros maintain its E rating?
Yeah.
Zero Suit Samus, Palutena, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta.
Oh my god.
Did it for me. That was my
Misty
did
Same.
it for me.
Understandable.
Did it
All right, I'm gonna keep it a
Yeah,
bug
I'm
with you.
for
If you like Misty as a kid, you're built weird today. You're built weird today.
Am I built weird?
Yeah.
Yes.
How?
Smooth.
That doesn't even. That's not even a question.
Me too. I'm on that same board. I know I'm built weird. Misty was just like
If you like any of the female Pokemon companions,
Misty
growing
and Dawn.
up,
Is it Misty and Dawn? That was it.
I couldn't do
As a
Dawn.
kid.
Dawn was
I
on
like
par.
Purplup. Not
What-
not
what's,
really necessarily Dawn, but Purplup.
What's her name? It's
Piplup.
Which generation?
it's the no. It's I think black and white.
Iris, purple hair.
No, not
He
the part.
wants to get on us about being weird about liking this man named the protagonist.
You don't understand how much I know about Pokemon. I could
No,
I
it's
could fill an
the
entire episode with my Pokemon knowledge.
the flying gym leader.
Skyla?
Skyla.
Yo, okay, no, that
Dude,
one's not
Skyla was
weird. That one's
bad.
not weird because Skyla is a whole ass adult, and again.
Well, I'm
how-
sorry that I was a kid
Yeah.
hitting on kids
Bro,
and not the grown
it's
women
not
like
I'm not-
Misty and
that
Skyla
were beating
like
the shit out of me
two.
with their adult pets.
I'm
Bro,
just-
Skyla and
You're
I'm
10 in
just-
Pokemon, bro. Fighting
I'm-
these grown ass people.
I'm just into older women.
I understand.
Yeah.
We've established mommy key.
See,
Get
and
it
now-
back
Now
there.
that's
no,
that
I
one's on the
can't-
table. I don't know for sure yet.
I can't transition to this because I was gonna talk about something sweet and nice. And
No, go for it.
I
We'll
can't-
drop it.
I
We'll
can't.
drop
No. I can't shout out my abuela.
After we
this.
talk about mommy
After
kinks,
mommy kinks.
You're the one there with that.
you're the one who keeps bringing it up
Because it's a problem.
I'm
No.
here too. Don't worry. I'm here too. But here, so the sweet topic I was talking about, the reason I wanted to shout out my abuela is because through all of this, it's just like through every experience I've had, through every friend I've made, every late night playing games, it all ties back to one person. It's the person that allowed this to happen. As kids, we don't have money, like in high school you don't really have money, so it's like your parents or your grandparents or even your friends at some points you into this, and like it brings me back to one moment, like when my abuela bought me Pokemon Fire Red.
Ooh,
for the Game Boy.
Such a good game too.
Such a good game. That game made me a gamer. Like, not, I wasn't competitive. It's just like I learned to love and appreciate those games, and I wouldn't have the same experience I do now, and I wouldn't probably be the same person I am now without my abuela supporting that gaming nature in me. She told me stories all the time about, like, she was really, really, like, she wanted us to play games. She knew it was a good thing. She knew it was entertaining.
Yeah, she saw past like the
she
stereotype
saw past
of
all of it.
She saw past the stereotype that like, oh, kids who play games, their brains are rotting. She saw past it, and she saw the happiness it brought.
Exactly. This is like this Puerto Rican female, born and raised in Puerto Rico, school teacher.
Hell yeah.
For like loved it, and like. Gotta give the biggest shout out. Love you, Willa. Thank you. And like some of the best stories that she'll tell me too, because it brightens up her face every time. Is
she tells stories of when you were playing games as a kid?
No. When she was playing games when my mom and her brothers were kids. Oh. So she like they would go to school, and then she would sit down and play Pac-Man on their console. Yeah, she said she would like clean the house, get the food ready, and then she'd sit down and play Pac-Man the rest of the day. Grind some Pac-Man, or play like the Mario game,
like Mario Brothers.
Yeah, Mario. But she would she loved Pac-Man. Like she couldn't be beat at Pac-Man. Wow. Like it's such a good time.
And look, now I want to segue on this, and I'm talking about the person that got me into gaming, and I'm gonna shout her out as well because respect. My mom got me into gaming, and it's funny because it wasn't probably traditionally how I got into it, but so my mom worked in restaurants a lot, and my mom basically skipping to story, worked at Fuddruckers, and you remember Fuddruckers used to have arcades in the back, and my mom
restaurants that have arcades need to come back, and I'm not talking about Ben.
I know what you mean. You mean Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's, thank you. That's the ice cream company.
You mean like CC's Pizza Arcade? Yeah. But she was manager. She was I forget honestly, but she was big honcho. She could give me free tokens to go and play the games as much as I wanted. And that's what I used to do during after school sometimes. I remember getting tokens and just like going at games. And she would compete with me too. Like because of course the arcade machines wasn't like next gen console or whatever. It was Pac-Man and Galaga, and she'd always like outshow me. It's hard admitting that my mom was better at me at games because I'm an avid gamer now.
Yeah,
but yeah, she used to like just kick the mess out of me in games, and I just got better the more I played. I always played like the little truck driving simulations, and that's just how I got into gaming. And much respect, I appreciate it, Mom. I'm gonna say, just thank you. Real G. Shout out to Smoove's mom.
Don't look at me. I had to figure that shit out for myself.
Really?
Yeah, I
got. No. Okay. Who
my
first
cousin.
first console? Like who bought you first console? It's not the first time you played a game, but it's like I was saying, it's the person that just like hey, I know you like this, or like you may like this, and then they hand you something, and then you go from there.
Okay. So you might find this one funny. But I had a Game Boy for a while, a Game Boy Advance, the SP, the one that flipped open and closed.
Oh yeah.
And I was like playing just like basic bitch licensed games on that for a while until my cousin, who is like maybe 8 or 9 years older, he handed me his copy of Fire Red and was like, "Here, play that." what's this? And he's just like, play it. And I'm like, okay. So I slot that shit into my DS, and he was like, all right, just don't override my file though. And he just let me like free roam on his completed version of Fire Red. And little dumbass, like 6-7-year-old me, didn't give a shit that there was nothing left to do in the game. I would just like run around and do whatever. Weirdly enough, my favorite part of the game was visiting Lavender Town.
Oh yeah.
The music like, scratched my brain. It didn't strike me as creepy as a kid.
Yeah, no, like DS,
Game Boy to DS era.
Oh, was it a GBA cartridge or was it the DS version of Fire Red?
It was a DS version of Fire Red?
Yeah, like on the little chip. Like the DS
never
chip.
saw that.
Oh man, they did that for Fire Red, Leaf Green, and the blue one.
I didn't know they ported it.
Yeah, they fully did because that's they ported it. Then they released the 3DS because remember after like the DS Lite, none of them had the GBA
GBA port for backwards.
So they just couldn't. So they remade those chips, and I think like now Nintendo doesn't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, especially it's less Nintendo and more Game Freak has been becoming more and more.
I'm just saying in general.
In general,
like like porting over a 10, 15-year-old game and charging $60 for it.
Unfortunately.
Calling it a remastered game, but you just slapped it on something.
They still won't add SNES games to the Nintendo Entertainment System library that you get free with the Switch Online subscription.
Yeah, that's so good. But, yar, I'm a fucking pirate. I don't have to come back.
Honestly, yeah, I'm getting there myself.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of.
I got the hookup.
Don't talk about buy your games. Support
your
company so that way they can keep going.
Legally speaking, as far as I understand in the States, it is entirely legal to emulate a game that you have paid for the physical copy.
Yeah.
Nintendo
That is true. But I will also mention games, like older games, most of them are considered abandonware because they never get touched again.
Which fall under that's fair game for
That's
emulation.
fair game. That's for anything. So it's like
but still, if you want to play Fire Red, just go buy the game.
Yeah,
Fire Red is abandonware.
But I'm just saying, it's still okay. Because if you never played FireRed, or if you never owned your copy of Fire Red, but you only played your friends, I don't feel like it's fair to just go and download the emulator.
I'm not saying
I believe in of course, getting your stuff, but it's just like support your people.
Yeah, I fully believe support it. I fully believe support it, I feel like getting the original experience is super important too.
Oh, I agree. Of course,
there's some games that I emulate, of course, but it's just playing a phone emulator for a DS doesn't feel the same as actually having a DS. You miss all of the same P's and Q's on there. So I understand what you're saying, but it's just there's a level nowadays where they're charging for the original Game Boy Advance games up into the hundreds of dollars range now. And there's no hopes of getting those back without Nintendo putting actual money behind it, which they wouldn't do. You kind of got to do what you got to do sometimes.
I feel, and I understand. I'm just saying I'm an avid believer in.
So
support.
let me put this into perspective for you, right? Say, I can't use DS. Okay, now I can still work with PlayStation. So say your PlayStation 2 breaks, right? Mm-hmm. Or your copy of discontinued Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 or 2.
Pro Skater.
That actually doesn't quite apply well, but assuming the remakes never came out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your copy of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 or 2
was the Wii Sports. We'll use Wii Sports and the Wii. I'm sure there will not be no remake.
No, there's so many copies of Wii Sports.
But I'm just saying, as in using your specific example, let's take the idea of it being mass produced out of the picture.
Okay,
I get what you're setting up.
Yeah, it's no longer available to anyone, and secondhand is so unbelievably rare. It might as well be a unicorn.
Scalped.
Yeah,
exactly.
$300 for a copy of Wii Sports.
I would not like I said, I completely understand that in cases and scenarios like that, if that's your first time in,
but it goes further. It goes further.
But I'm sure that you wouldn't find a $300 copy if you buy from original proprietors.
No,
but when it comes to like older games, I understand the fact that you probably just can't find it no more for an affordable. You can't find it for what it was back then.
It goes further than that though, because they release newer and newer consoles, and these consoles have been proven time and time again that if the interface is compatible, say PlayStation 1 CDs and PlayStation 2 CDs, those are entirely compatible, and you could do backwards compatibility.
But I'm not saying that if you own the 360 version of Wii Sports, or using that as an example, I'm not saying if you own
we're getting really big.
Yeah, I'm not saying if you own like what's the cross-platform game or backwards compatible game. I'm not saying if you own Army of Two on the Xbox 360, don't put your Xbox 360 game into your Xbox One and play Army of Two on your Xbox One with your Xbox 360 game. I'm not saying shovel out another $60 and buy the Xbox One version. I'm just saying that 9 times out of 10, when people want to revisit or want to play something again, they have a knack of I don't want to try to pay for the service, or I don't want to pay for the product. I don't want to support, because I say this only because like a lot of games that I've played, especially like back in the day, recently have fallen victim to the fact that because the community doesn't want to pay for it or doesn't want to support it, it just kind of dies or it ruins it. Like a perfect example of this, there was this game that me and Last Dragon 247 or whatever used to play called Rust, and it was a really good.
That's still a thing.
But you remember Rust used to be a free to play game, completely. You just download, you drop in, you go, and you play it like any other battle royale. But now you have to, because everybody just wants to, not getting enough support, but because all the people that want to play it don't necessarily buy into the game itself, then that's just the issue with it being a free-to-play game, though. But now they have to implement a pay-to-play system. So you have to pay for your games. You have to pay for, you just have to pay for your games. The only way you get a free game is if you win. And, you're not going to win every game, so, you get only a certain amount of free games a day. They have to pay to play it. You have to pay to own it. You have to do all this other stuff. But this just wouldn't have been an issue if, people were more like, and just using this and related to other stuff, if they just went out and supported it. They just went on ahead and instead of trying to find out where they could get it for free or where they could get it for cheaper, they just supported where it came from originally. That's where I have the issue at. It's just, because imagine if like it was your own intellectual property. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into making this game. And then somebody's just like,
sense because the company themselves
don't you want to
get
cash flow? But don't you want to get
the company themselves cut off that cash flow by not providing you ways to play that game?
But I'm just saying, like, I'm giving the example as in so you put your time and effort into it, and then boom, people are just over here streaming or running your game for free.
Basically, for a game, it has a lifespan and it has a peak. At the peak optimal time of game, yes, people should be paying for it because that's how the company gets their cash flow. But the area that we are specifically talking about is the tail end of the game, to where it's already kind of like we're talking about like 10 years later, like for those original gaming experiences that like GameCubes have been sold in stores forever.
GameCubes haven't been sold in stores for quite some time.
Yeah, and like
GameStop.
Yeah, and you want
find to use one in GameStop.
No, GameStop.
But that's still count. But that here's the problem though, like to support Nintendo with the purchase of a GameCube, you just can't do that anymore. It's impossible.
After a certain point, regardless of whether you're getting the game secondhand or not, they're not supporting them.
With the games, it's the same thing because there's like the only way to actually support a company is to buy it on release, and then they get that money back. Used games, used consoles don't make them any money. They and frankly, the problem that I have is that they care so much about the aftermarket of these, but then they do nothing to stop it.
Right. And I completely do agree and understand. Like I was saying, I'm not saying, because you own the original Army of Two on your original Xbox 360, your Xbox break, you can't get another Xbox. I'm not saying, shovel out another $200 for a new Xbox and another $60 to get the game again just to play it. It's just more of like, rather than alternatively trying to find ways of because I know it becomes a norm or normality between a lot of people. Rather than looking to pay for for people's intellectual property, they look at ways to find it for cheap or find it for the low or just get a deal.
Yeah, that's just straight pirating games.
Yeah.
Pirating is while in function is identical to emulating, it's morally different.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've taken up a lot of time.
We're nearing
a lot of times
an episode of a hat.
But we've talked about many things, and I'm sure that some of you all probably picked up on, and I hope you all reach out to us, with feedback, however that may be, whether it be YouTube or just whatever. We appreciate the support and the love, and all that other stuff. And Ray, shout out. No, I'm just joking.
Shout out to mine.
Yeah, this is a perfect sponsor. This is a perfect sponsor segue.
Please sponsor us
for this episode, honey.
Oh,
NordVPN.
But
NordVPN.
We hope you all tune in and support us and just give us a listen, share, just whatever you can do. And I guess we'll just get back. It's been Smoove.
It's been Destro.
It doesn't work the same.
Hello, I've been Xero. You might be seeing a lot more of me.
Or
hearing, rather.
And this has been Chill Air, and we appreciate it. Signing off.